Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rewind Files. I'm Silas.
And I'm Brooklyn. Silas, I was checking the archives for April 2nd, 2001, and the vibes were already chaotic. You had the Napster legal drama peaking and that massive international standoff over the spy plane in China. But then I see your notes. You're saying that while we were worried about file sharing and diplomacy, there was a literal space apocalypse going on right above us?
I mean, apocalypse is a bit strong, but honestly, it's kind of a miracle it wasn't. So picture this. It's April 2nd, 2001. Everyone is downloading as much free music as they can while they can and watching the news about some spy plane in China. Meanwhile, the sun, our literal life source, just decides to throw a temper tantrum.
A temper tantrum? Like what, a little extra heat?
More like a massive explosion equivalent to roughly a billion hydrogen bombs going off at once.
Okay, yeah, that's a big mood.
It was an X-20 class solar flare, and for the non-nerds listening, which, let's be real, is Brooklyn, solar flares are ranked like the Richter scale for earthquakes. You've got A, B, C, then M is medium, and X is the boss level.
Right, and this was an X20? Is that high?
It was literally the record breaker at the time. Most big flares we hear about are like an X1 or an X2. This was 20. It came from this giant sunspot called Region 9393, which sounds like a sci-fi prison, but it was actually a cluster of magnetic energy 13 times the size of Earth.
Wait. If it's that big and that powerful, why aren't we, toast? Why didn't 2001 end right there?
So this is the wild part. It's all about aim. It's like the sun fired a cannonball, but it didn't hit us head on. The flare happened on the limb of the sun, basically the side. So most of that radiation and the big cloud of plasma, the coronal mass ejection, just shot out into empty space.
So we literally dodged a solar bullet?
Exactly. But even though it was a near miss, the side swipe was still insane. It caused an R4 radio blackout. Basically, for a huge chunk of the day, if you were trying to use high-frequency radio or GPS, which was still kind of new and fancy back then, you were just getting static.
I'm just imagining people in 2001 trying to use their clunky car GPS and it just goes dark.
Right? And get this, the energy was so intense, it actually saturated the sensors on the satellites we use to monitor the sun. It literally blinded our equipment because it was too bright to measure.
That's terrifying, but I saw some photos from that week. The sky looked crazy, right?
Oh, yeah. Because of the particles that did catch our atmosphere, the northern lights, the aurora borealis, went on a road trip. People saw them as far south as Mexico.
Mexico? That's wild. I usually have to go to, Iceland and freeze my toes off for that.
Nope, just moved to Chihuahua in 2001 and look up. But seriously, it's a reminder that we live next to a giant glowing nuclear reactor that can just flip a switch. If that flare had been pointed directly at us, we're talking global power grid failures, satellites falling out of the sky. The whole modern world thing gets real shaky real fast.
Man, so April 2nd wasn't just about spy planes and illegal downloads. It was the day the sun almost swiped left on humanity.
Pretty much.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna go buy a tinfoil hat.
Probably won't help, but it's a look. Thanks for hanging out with us on the Rewind Files. We'll catch you next time.